In this video, let's take a look at an introduction to rational exponents. So in your exponential form, we have your base, which is x, raised to a rational exponent. Now remember, a rational number is a fraction. So we have a over n, where n is your index, or you can also call it your root. To move this into radical form, you're just drawing your radical. Your base, it becomes your radicand. The denominator of your exponent is your index or your root. And then whatever the numerator of your exponent is, that becomes the exponent on the radical. Now let's go ahead and do a few conversions. So here I have 3 raised to the 1/2 power. Well, if we break this down, I'm going to write my radical. The base goes underneath the radical. That's your radicand now. The denominator of your exponent is your root or your index. And the numerator is your exponent. Now on this one, if you have a root of 2, that's a square root. We don't need to show that. And anything raised to the first power really doesn't do anything. So this is just the square root of 3. Next one, 5 raised to the 4/3. Draw your radical. Your base is 5, becomes your radicand. My index and my root is the denominator of the exponent, so this is a cube root. And then you will be raising everything to the 4th power. 9 to the 5/6. Again, draw your radical. Your base goes underneath. Your root, your index is 6, and the exponent is 5. Now we have 2x raised to the 4/5. Now be careful. This rational exponent is only attached to the x. So when we write this, there's no rational exponent on the 2. So that is outside the radical. So here we're going to have 2 times, move your radical in. My base is x. My root, my index is 5. And everything here is being raised to the 4th. Now let's go from radical form to exponential form. My base is the radicand, so that is 5. My exponent is 3. And the index or the root, we don't see it. That's a 2. That's a square root. So this is 5 to the 3/2. Here, cube root of 4 raised to the 5th power. My base is 4. Numerator of my exponent is 5. And the denominator is your index or your root here, which is 3. And now we have the cube root of 7. My base is 7. The exponent, we don't see anything. So that means there's a 1 in the numerator. And your index, your root here is 3. So this is 7 to the 1/3 power. Here's a you try. Go ahead, pause the video, jot these down, give them a try. When you're ready, go back to the video and we will review the answers. Okay, so here we go. We're going to write these expressions in radical form. Draw your radical. Base of 5, that becomes your radicand. My exponent here is a 1. I really don't need to write it if it's a 1. My index is 6, so this is the 6th root of 5. 6 raised to the 4/3 power. Draw your radical. Your base is 6. Your exponent is 4, and your root or your index is 3. Cube root of 6 raised to the 4th. And now here again, notice this 1/5 belongs to the x. It is not distributed to the 3. So the 3 is going to hang out on the outside. Draw your radical. I have an exponent of 1, don't need to put it. My root is 5, and my base here was x. So this is 3 times the 5th root of x. And now number 2, let's write these expressions in rational form. My base, which is the radicand, is 6. Exponent is 5. Index is 4. On B, my base is 8. I don't see an exponent, so that means it's just a 1. And your index is 6. 8 to the 1/6 power. And now on C, my base is 3. Exponent is 7. And your index, or the root that you don't see, that's a 2. 3 to the 7/2.